There's nothing more demoralizing than feeling like no matter what you do, you can't make your partner happy. On today's case, Mr. Tucker says he's been trying to make his partner, Ms. Champion, happy for the last 4 years and says he's been failing miserably. Despite his best efforts, he says he's become a victim of Ms. Champion's volatile temper and controlling ways. Mr. Tucker says Ms. Champion has isolated him from his friends and even went as far as having a friend of hers catfish him while he was looking for a social outlet. Mr. Tucker says Ms. Champion even lied and convinced him to hire one of her ex-lovers at his company. Mr. Tucker says he is at his wit's end and he's had enough. Ms. Champion either needs to shape up or ship out. Let's hear their case.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding. Your Honor, this is the case of Tucker versus Champion.
Thank you very much. Mr. Tucker, you are in court today and say that your girlfriend has mistaken your kindness for weakness and you can no longer continue in this relationship if things don't change.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Champion, you admit that you're going through a rocky time in your relationship, but you want to gain some insight on how to fix those issues.
Yes, Your Honor.
You all have been in a relationship for 4 years. You do, in fact, live together. You are raising children from before you got together. So let's see how we got to court today. I understand, Mr. Tucker, that we are here very specifically because you're fed up. Tell me why, sir.
Well, you're right about that. I'm absolutely fed up. The past year, it's gotten so bad. We can't even carry on a conversation, you know? Every little thing turns into a knockdown, drag-out fight. It's a constant battle.
It doesn't sound like that's a whole lot of fun in a relationship. Ms. Champion, what do you have to say?
Well, Your Honor, he's correct about, the last year has been rocky and things like that. We've gone through a lot in the past year. We've been trying to have a kid, and that hasn't panned out. And, I love him. I want things to work out. I want us to, still continue to try and have a kid and start a business together and just continue with our relationship and get back to, how we used to be and figure out what we need to change to get there.
Mr. Tucker, I know from my case file that you say at the root of this is her being angry all the time. Why don't you explain to me what you mean by that, sir?
Well, it's like she stays upset. It's like she looks for things,
What about other things that are happening, like in your own home?
Well, it's like, it escalates so fast. It's to the point where it goes from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds every single time, no matter what the issue is. Pretty much the same thing.
Because you're not listening when I say it nicely the first 10 times.
Okay, I would love to know what your example is, and then we'll talk about it, Ms. Champion.
Well, same thing. I was on the phone with my boss, and she thinks I'm snickering and cutting up and this, that, and the other, but we have fun, Me and the guy I work with, we joke around a lot.
Well, what happened?
She gets mad, thinks I'm talking to a girl, and out of nowhere, just throws a coffee cup at my head and sticks it in the wall, for no reason at all. She could have took my head off. I'm already blind in one eye.
Wait a minute. I actually think there's, oh my Lord, that's the evidence. There's a hole in the wall.
You tell me she threw that thing with some force
You really could have taken his head off. And by the way, Mr. Tucker, that's a cheap wall. Because I'm looking at that. That's a cheap wall right there. You need to tell your landlord that's a cheap wall.
So it wasn't that hard.
Miss Champion,
yes.
What's this about? This anger is not good. It's not healthy.
Well, he wants to say that it's just something just out of the blue and I just fly off the handle or something. That's not the case at all. I'll tell him something 10, 15 times nicely, and he doesn't want to listen then. This actually happened not because he was on the phone with anybody. It's because he had let one of his friends move in for 2 months when this was still my place at the time. We hadn't technically moved in together yet. He was staying over there a lot. And he had moved one of his friends in that sat there on my couch for 2 months, didn't pay a dime in rent or anything. And I'm trying to tell him, hey, you need to do something about this. You need to do something about this. If you want to be the man of this house, you need to tell him he needs to go.
I asked you time and time again,
excuse me.
Was he all right? Did I not? I asked you over and over and over again.
Why would you move a grown man into your girlfriend's house that wasn't even your house at the time? Why would you do that, sir?
I've been down and out in my life before, you know, and so I know how it feels. And if I can help somebody that I care about, I'm gonna do it.
I mean, it wasn't your house to help him with. I'm not gonna lie.
You're right about that. You're right.
Now, I understand you said that in addition to the anger problems, which, by the way, we have established, Ms. Champion, that you're gonna need to put that in check if this relationship is gonna work. You also say she's controlling. What do you mean she's controlling?
Like, I can't even, when we go out in public, say we go out to eat or something like that, I don't even order my own. She orders my food for me.
No,
because she don't want me talking to the waitress.
No, that's
And,
not.
and if I, you know, if I carry on any kind of small talk or anything like that, she gets mad, and we start arguing.
Why are y'all arguing about everything, Ms. Champion? What's going on?
Because he likes to tell it like that when that's not even remotely close to how it happens. That's why we argue most of the time. First of all, as far as me ordering his food, I don't order his food. I work in the service industry. If he's ordering something, normally he wants to change a bunch of stuff on it. And me being on the other side of that as a server and a bartender before, I try to make it easier for him to order to where it's easier for the server to understand.
But if he doesn't like it, why you do it?
Because
He doesn't like it.
okay, so that goes into the next part. It takes so long. I'm from up north where things are go, 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 go.
Well,
go.
he's a Southern boy, I can tell you that right now.
Yes, ma'am, he is.
I'm a Southern girl also.
I find it very charming. That's why I moved down here. But at the same time, too, when you're always go, 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 and never have time to stop, because I work 2 jobs. I have a household. I have kids that I'm raising. I don't have time to stop and talk to every Tom, Dick, and Harry at the gas station.
I know, but if your man wants to order, and see, I guess I probably am a little biased in this regard because I'm kind of picky. I like scrambled eggs, but I like them a certain way. I like them scrambled medium. Not hard, not runny, medium. I like them with cheese, but I also like them with a little bit of onion. Not a lot of onion, not grilled onions, raw onions. I'm picky as can be about my eggs. So you would want me to move quickly through it. But I need to explain, because if my eggs come and they are wrong, it's gonna be a whole nother situation. You see what I'm saying?
Well, it's demeaning.
He 100% believes I've gotten to his Facebook and changed all these settings and everything to where they went to my phone.
Nobody's calling me on my birthday. Nobody's talking to me on Facebook, you know?
He had gotten a new phone, and I saw in there that you could have text messages directed to where you could read them on the web.
You wanted to be able to have access to his messages. Otherwise, you wouldn't have put them on the web-based portal.
I thought it was pretty clever, actually.
My birthday rolled around, all right, and I'm like, nobody's calling me on my birthday. Nobody's talking to me on Facebook, you know, and
Well, that
so
kind of hurt your feelings.
Yeah, and so I'm not very technologically inclined or whatever, but it still caught my attention. So I got to looking in the phone, and all of my settings and permissions and all this stuff that I don't even know nothing about has all been changed up, and I don't do that because I don't know nothing about it. And like she changed, went in there like where people couldn't even comment on my Facebook.
No, that's
page.
not true at all. That is.
What happened, Ms. Champion?
No, he's 100% believes I've gotten to his Facebook and changed all these settings and everything to where they went to my phone. First of all, I don't even think you can change settings to go to another person's phone. I don't think you can. I think you have to
go to your phone. It went to that web page that you logged into.
Okay, if you let me finish telling my side. Anyways, I'm sorry, Judge. So, first of all, he had a new Facebook account. He had just started a new Facebook account. I think he had maybe 20 friends on it. And so that's why he wasn't getting any notifications, because he didn't have...
Did you do anything to his Facebook account?
Not his Facebook, but when he had gotten a new phone, and he was letting me play with it. It had gotten shut off. The service was shut off. And I saw in there that you could have text messages directed to where you could read them on the web. So I did. I changed that.
Because that's what I need to do, is read them from the internet on my phone. I mean,
why did you move it so that you could read it on the web? Because you have access to the web?
I thought it was pretty clever, actually, but that's not why I did it. I was playing with his phone.
That's another thing, is like she won't even acknowledge.
Yeah, Miss Champion, hold on, because don't fast talk me. Does he use the internet web-based Facebook?
No, we both use
So why does he need to have his messages forwarded to the web?
He doesn't. I was just playing with it, and his phone...
Without me knowing about it, I mean, come on.
Your phone was shut off. You weren't
I know, but Miss
getting text
Champion,
messages.
stop. No fast talk, quickly. I just need to hear. You wanted to be able to have access to his messages. Otherwise, you wouldn't have put them on the web-based portal.
Well, yeah. I mean, at that point in time, yes, Your Honor, I did.
Why would you do that without asking his permission?
Because he was doing the shady things that he talks about me doing, like giggling at his phone and stuff like that. And
So you decided to surreptitiously go into his phone and forward his text messages or his Facebook Messenger so that you could see who he was texting with and what he was saying. You made that choice. You did that.
I did. I saw maybe one text message, though, because, like I said, his phone was shut off. It's not something I was going to continuously do.
The worst part about it is you don't even have a reason to do any of that. I don't talk to other women. I love her, you know?
I didn't see anything in my case file where you say that Mr. Tucker is betraying you or unfaithful or anything like that. I don't see that in my case file.
No, I mean, of course, in every relationship, there's things that come up that are questionable,
But you don't have any evidence of him, right, doing that?
There's been a couple instances that stand out, but nothing that I can back up at this moment.
Her little friend had been over there spending the night while I wasn't even home, and she was lying to me about it.
Was there a male friend staying in the home while your man was away?
Yes, for one night, yes, there was.
If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. Now, you've talked about anger, you've talked about controlling, and mind you, you've made your case on that. But I understand one of the biggest issues that you don't like is this untrustworthiness.
I went out of town for 3 or 4 days trying to finish up a job, and I get back home, and there's a whole pile of menthol cigarette butts in the ashtray in our bedroom. We don't smoke menthol cigarettes. And I'm like, where'd all these cigarettes come from? Who'd you have over here? And she's trying to tell me that we had nobody over there, that they were mine. So it sparked a big argument. We goes on and on and on. Then come to find out, her little friend had been over there spending the night while I wasn't even home, and she was lying to me about it.
A male friend?
Yes, ma'am. But she wants me to give her the benefit of the doubt, right?
Ms. Champion, was there a male friend staying in the home while your man was away?
Yes, for one night, yes, there was. My friend came by, he had nowhere to go. I've known my friend for 5 years. We've been really good friends for a long time. He had nowhere to go. There has never been anything slightly romantic or anything of that sort between me and this friend.
Then why lie about it?
You had another man stay at the house?
Yes, I did. Like I said, a friend of mine that I have actually known that there was nothing going on. There's never been anything going on between me and my friend, ever, not once. I actually have a witness.
The actual person who stayed at the house?
Yes, ma'am.
Then let's talk to him. Let's bring in our witness. Good afternoon, sir.
Hello.
Can you please tell me what your name is and what's your relationship with the two litigants?
Jensen Kirby, and I've been friends with Ashley for about 4 or 5 years now. We worked together, and throughout that work relationship, just became friends outside.
I got you, Mr. Kirby. Let's just get the pink elephant out of the room. Has there ever been a romantic relationship between you and Miss Champion?
None at all.
Any sexual contact whatsoever?
No.
So how did it come to pass that you were staying at Mr. Tucker and Miss Champion's home that one evening?
Well, there was a little bit of a trouble that I was going through with my rent and things like that. I didn't have anywhere to go at the time. And her being like the sister she was to me, I just needed somebody to help me out and somewhere to stay. And
how long did you stay?
It was just a night.
And obviously nothing happened?
No.
And where did you stay physically in the house?
I stayed on the couch, of course.
Mr. Kirby, I appreciate you coming in. And again, I hope that you've resolved whatever issues that you have. You have a place to live now?
Yes, I do.
That's excellent to know. I wish you well, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The thing with him, it bothered me. It really bothered me because I felt like, why would you lie about something if you didn't do anything wrong?
Explain what you mean, sir.
Well, okay, I don't get close to people. I don't have a lot of friends, I don't open up to people. So when I do, it means a lot to me, I met this person online, and I thought that we were friends. Like, we just started small talk, and we built a relationship up over time. I thought it meant something, like I'm asking her for advice on me and her relationship, and You know, I'm
Has to
thinking
hurt
that
and
like we
nice.
got a bond. Like I got a real friend right there.
But wait a minute, it was not a romantic relationship?
No, ma'am. No, not a bit.
Y'all weren't sexting and doing
No,
that
ma'am.
kind of stuff and
Not at
sending
all. Not in any
nude
kind of
pictures
way.
and things like that?
No, ma'am. Not in any kind of way whatsoever.
So then what happened, Mr. Tucker?
I looked at her phone and saw a picture of the girl's face, and you know, I was like, wait a minute. So I read the messages, and come to find out, she was her best friend from years and years and years ago, who was playing like she was somebody else.
She was not playing like she was somebody else.
Man,
So in other words, she catfished you.
yes, ma'am.
Ms. Champion, how do you think you would feel if you found out that somebody that you actually were sharing private thoughts with was behind your back giggling with him?
We weren't giggling about it though. It was serious conversations. It was never in any kind of humorous type way. And yes, if I found out he had been doing the same thing, I would be hurt. I would feel betrayed. But the reason.
No, but
like,
the butt.
Well.
I just want to know how you
I'm
do
sorry.
that.
She now I do have to agree with one thing. Like, you know, we were trying to have a baby, and it wasn't happening. You know, and I was getting like real down and out about it, and we were having serious problems. It was a real serious thing. I mean, so I kind of understand. I mean, she had good intent, I guess you'd say, but it was just I don't want to take that away from it. You know.
So you don't doubt her intent, is what you're saying?
No, ma'am. No, I don't doubt her intent on that. But it was just, you know, I thought I had a friend. That's all. It's not just my problems that I have with you know, us or whatever. It's like you're so down on yourself, and you know, you think that I'm not attracted to you or that I don't love you or whatever, and it's like I don't like seeing you upset. You know, I don't want to see you like that. I want to see you happy.
You know, that's not the case. You know, you make me very happy. I mean, we have 3 years established that out of a 4-year relationship, 3/4 of it's been just fairy tale-like.
So then that means there's a little bit of a bump, and I think y'all could benefit from some sit down and some strategies from somebody that can help you learn to talk to each other and respect each other so that Mr. Tucker can be the man in the relationship that you want. And Ms. Champion, that you can let go of your anger and calm the hell down. Are you willing to sit down with a therapist? Are you willing to sit down?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tucker, if I provided that resource, would y'all be willing to have a conversation with somebody who could give you some strategies to help you communicate better?
Yes, Your Honor. I would be more than happy to try.
If you love each other and you're trying to raise this family together, and although there have been some trust issues, I haven't heard anybody say anybody was cheating. I haven't heard one thing that said that these people had that issue. I wish you luck. I want you all to succeed. I want you to work. And to teach those little kids how to have a good relationship. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, I think it wouldn't hurt. I mean, I think that some counseling sessions would do us both good.
I'm kind of excited.
Me too.
You think we'll be able to chill out long enough to do any of that stuff?
Oh, I'll give it the old college try.
She's a little firecracker.
She was holding it down.
I know, but you know what? Again, you cannot bring all the baggage
Right.
of your past relationships, and I think he just needed to be heard. But I think with just some strategies on how to talk to each other, how to manage your anger, and not to be so angry.
Right.
I mean, with what we hear here in divorce court,
This is nothing.
0.